Morning, everybody. Welcome to stream. Yes, I am back. It has been a long hiatus. Uh, I got a lot to talk about today. We'll do a little bit of mini painting. The only painting I've done since I was on last was I painted the horns on this little guy. The horns and the toenails. That's all the only crafting I've gotten done in the last 3 months. I've done some craft supply shopping, though. I did keep up with my duties in that sense. Let's see here. The music is very, very light. Okay. I created a new playlist. It is this one's more rock, but it's still all instrumental because I don't. At least I think it's all instrumental, but because I don't need lyrics in the background, they'll distract me from what I'm doing. Let's see here. Everything looks like it's displaying correctly. A lot less up there. We can bring these guys up. Minis are still available for giveaway. I have closed my Etsy store, pretty sure permanently. I did that because I realized in the long run I don't really want to print and ship minis out to people. And the the time that it takes and the responsibility that it takes to make sure those orders get printed well, and shipped out, I don't really have the time to take care of. I will still, however, print and paint any minis from EC3D that you see in the little window up here on the left. Those I can print for any of the giveaways that we do. I've also bought some things that we can paint up for giveaways as we get to that point. I'm also still fundraising for Hero Dogs Incorporated. They're a local Maryland 501c3. They obtain, raise, train, and place service animals with American veterans who need them. Um, I'd greatly appreciate anything you guys could do to assist them. All donations go directly to them. The any subs or things I get on the channel, I use them to pay for shipping of any giveaways that we do, and then the rest is going to go to Hero Dogs. Um, as soon as I get my first payout, anyway. Anyway, as I was saying, hi, I'm back. I hope to be back. My normal work schedule has returned, so I no longer have to start 2 hours earlier than I did before. It made it incredibly difficult to stream in the morning. Almost done at my dad's house. A couple more weekends there, so weekend streams may not happen for a little while, but we'll work on that. I did make a nice run, several actually, to my local hobby store, Tables and Towers. If you're in the area, give them a look. I really like them. They are more of a gaming store. They have tables set up for Warhammer, for Marvel Crisis Protocol. They do card game tournaments with Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic the Gathering, and all that every so often. Actually, they seem to have a tournament just about every weekend. They have regular groups that meet there for Warhammer and stuff. If you get a chance to go there and check it out, I really, really recommend it. They have absolutely no idea who I am, so tell them Trapper sent you just to throw them for a loop. Um, but anyway, I went in there and I had shown you guys before the selection of models that I have behind me here, the Command Edition, the Recruit Editions here next to me for the Necrons and Ultramarines. I got a Age of Sigmar box set for Christmas, and then I have a set of regular 40k squigs, Runtherd and Gretchen. It's a set of squigs that I have to paint up, and I got some Death Rattle skeletons. And like I say, I'm getting into playing Warhammer. I just played my first match this last week uh, using borrowed armies. I played the Necrons. The other gentleman played Chaos. It's teaching me the basic rules. I know a lot of it's about to change because 10th edition is coming out, but I had a blast. It's a lot more strategically minded than what you think just by looking at things. Um, and I know a lot of people know this, but Warhammer is based off of an old game, a game that has been played for centuries, um, to teach military officers strategy, deployment, tactics, things like that. Uh, One of the best ways to see the history, if you want to, I've posted a link in chat. There's a book there. It was penned by H.G. Wells. It is a codification of the rules that was used to teach original Warhammer to everyone else. But I thought it was really interesting how the game that we play has actual real world application and is still used today, in essence, to train officers for military. As I said, I went in. I did some shopping. I actually got my Necrons Codex. I got the Ultramarine Codex supplement, which I find out after I've been in it. It doesn't really have too much in the way of stats and powers for units. There's a little bit here for some of the named characters and all. So this will be helpful for that. But like I said, this is my main army here, the Necrons. Wow. Okay, that's close. Um, so I'll be painting those up over the next month, 2 months, 3 months, summer. I don't know, next year. Because I have a lot of them to paint. Plus, I'm going to do up the Ultramarines. Um, and as we saw, the Ultramarines, I'm doing those as crash test dummies. And the Necrons, I'm painting up a la Skittles. We're going to use a lot of the non-metal metallics to paint the different units, how I want them. Anyway, back to my local gaming store, Tables and Towers. I went in and I bought the rest of the D&D minis that they had on the shelf to do up in little vignettes or displays for giveaway or what have you. My son's is more than welcome to use them in his games. They had 3 of these left. These are a Scarecrow and Stone Cursed, and I thought, what better way to celebrate Halloween than to do up something like that? I haven't pulled these guys out of the package, so the camera's having a lot of trouble focusing on them. But the detail's really good on these. And then I bought the Colents that he had there. I don't know that I've ever actually heard of that critter, but I'll look them up, see how they should be painted, and we'll figure out something different to do with them. I picked up 2 other colors of paint to add to my growing collection. I picked up Drake Tooth, and that's what I used on the Dragonkin youngling on his horns and toenails. And I picked up Stone Golem just because I think I need another gray. Let's see, so I can actually put them in. I got all new paint racks over the last week or so. I ordered those because I was using, these 3D printed ones. Man, they're still dusty. Okay. My son printed these for me on his FDM printer. They work very well, but they don't hold enough paint for what I have. If I were to redesign these, I would probably take a 1/4 inch out of the depth of each one of these shelves, or lower it by a full shelf and then stagger the bottles like they did for the ones that I just bought. I just went and bought the MDF Vallejo racks. See, I also bought the Hexmark Destroyer. I like this guy. I thought Wild West with this guy. And I was told of a gentleman who did paint these guys all up like they were Western cowboys with little cowboy hats and everything else. I can't wait. I hope to see pictures of that to see what it looks like. And then I bought some skeleton warriors to paint up to go along with the what are they called? the death rattle skeletons just to do for D&D and maybe do some dioramas with. And then I bought some Canoptic Wraiths for my Necron army. My Necron army's pretty filled out. I mean, it's not even 1,000 points, but I thought, okay, this is a good place to start. Have enough to paint and play with. Let's see, there is a Kecleon in chat if anybody wants to catch it. Let me give it a try. Oh, okay. Well, we'll do that ball. Oh, don't have that ball either. Okay, let's try that ball. All right, got one of them. I also went to my other huge air quotes local gaming store. They're about an hour away. And I bought way too much. I bought a dragon, and there's a good painting guide on the back, you know, a picture of what it is expected to look like. I will probably go with that paint job. It's supposed to be a fur-bearing critter, so I'll probably stick with that. Maybe we'll do something a little different with the wings. Stay. I got the last young emerald dragon they had, and I got this because the body is that nice translucent clear. So I was thinking of trying to find a way, maybe using the contrast paint to paint the wings that emerald green, where light still shines through them, where it's opaque, but you can still get light through it. I think it would look really, really good. And we'll get that done up into some kind of a little display, maybe with a couple heroes or something like that. Let me see. I also, before I do go further with this, I know my close-up cam before was kind of a joke, as small as the window was on the screen. For any of you watching via mobile, it was terrible. So I redid it, and this is the new close-up cam. You can see my Vallejo racks in the back there. So I can get really close to whatever I'm trying to show you. If there's detail you guys want to see, just let me know. I can bring up that cam at any point. Let's see, what else did I get in here? I got piles of wood, campground stuff, more campground stuff. I got those to do maybe like an outlying farm or something in a small display. And I also got this well, and the resin in the well is clear, so I thought about mounting this in a little, I don't know, 6x6, 30 foot by 30 foot, you know, display with an LED underneath of it, so that you could make it look like there was a magical effect or something coming up out of the well. That's my plan with that one. I saw that and I had to pick that up. To be terrified of what's going on around here on the East Coast, I picked up a pack of murder hornets. Well, it's easier to see here. Why show it to the face cam when that's so tiny? And then I picked up some gloss varnish, some matte varnish, quick shade wash mixing medium, and then some of the Army Painter mixing medium. So really, with all the bottles I have up here, I've run out of room already with my new racks. But I was thinking of just setting these guys aside because they're basically special project. I'm not going to be pulling them out all that often. And then the last thing I picked up at Games and Stuff, they're in Glen Burnie, was the Green Stuff World Natural Sable Hair Brush Pack. Yeah. It was a little expensive, but looking at the price of actual sable hair brushes, this was a steal. 4 brushes for about $35. I've seen individual brushes going for that price. So that said, I have all these minis that we're going to be able to paint up over the summer, fall, and winter, because I still have all the minis from my Etsy store that I had printed up so that we could paint and see how they look like. I've got several that we're going on right now. First of which is, nope, not him. Him, yes, the Dragonkin Youngling. All we really need to do on this guy, I need to clean up around his head where I overdid it with the horn color. I need to do the shirt and pants, clean up the owlbear a little bit, and I'm thinking about doing the owlbear with like black coal eyes or something like that. And then maybe put a little wash on the horns to darken them up just a little bit. Then we go back to this guy, right? Yeah, Sailor 2, he's just about done. We almost had him finished when I had to stop painting. As a matter of fact, I think all we really have to do is a little bit of a wash on him. Maybe touch up the buckle on his belt a little bit. I don't know that I actually hit that or not. And then we have this human sailor here. Oh. Bring that mini up. And this guy was ready for wash. The buckles on his belts are all done. I did the flesh wash. I did a wash on the leather of his boots and his shirt, but I didn't do any kind of a dark wash on the rope to make the braids of the rope stand out better. So I want to do that, and then he's done. And then I have two new ones. I have the Male Alchemist, which you see on the screen in the little image is probably a lot better than what you're getting through me with my hand behind this guy. But I thought he could be used as well as an alchemist. You could use him as a snake oil salesman in your campaign. You could even use him as like the crazy old guy down the street, really good with magic, but nobody knows it because he hides it really well. And then the last mini I have for us to paint in this series of the D&D ones is the Dragonkin Female Noble. And you can't see her to the back of my black gloved hand, so let's bring up my wet palette and maybe it'll do better. No, not till I get color on her will we actually be able to see her. But she's there in the picture. Let me see, I think that's just about it for news. The next Necron we're going to paint is going to be the Royal Warden. I think that's the one I have set aside, ready to go. We're not going to paint that model until at least early next week, though. I'm going to try and alternate my weeks, since I only stream for the couple hours a day. Alternate my weeks where I go 1 week doing the D&D minis, 1 week working on my Warhammer minis, fitting in giveaways where I need to, and oh yes, my sons want to play games with me in the mornings, so I'm going to lose a couple days a week to streaming video games with them. We're going to start that tomorrow, hopefully with Phasmophobia. They're getting ready to do their next big update, and we wanted to get back into that. Apparently, the special badge you get is very depending on how high your level was before it rolled, and before it rolls to the new version. and I cannot wait to see what they're doing. I've seen some of the previews. Okay, fine. Uh, I've seen some of the previews of what they're doing for the new equipment and the way things are going to roll out. Supposedly, money's going to be fixed, which will be great. The money system was very, very broken in that game, as a lot of people have said. Okay, let's pull these guys out. And I completely redid parts of my office here. I actually have a decent carpet at my feet to keep the cold from coming up through the basement floor. I have a plastic chair mat on that, one of the office roller mats to protect the carpet so I can use the office chair. I spent way too much and bought new wheels for the office chair, so it will go no shorter than it is now. But it rolls better. Oh, let's see here. I'm also going to be doing some other things here. I have my father was the consummate craftsman. There was pretty much nothing he wouldn't do or try crafting wise. Um, he and I both got into doing stained glass at about the same time. And then when I moved into the apartment with my wife when we first got together, um, I had to leave all my stained glass tools and things behind. He kept them all, as well as buying his own. And he also got really, really good at it. But he had to stop because he couldn't get proper lighting in his house where he was. There was too many water issues in his basement, and he couldn't get proper lighting. He couldn't keep the humidity down enough so that he could easily work with the stained glass. These do look good. But I now have all those stained glass tools and materials out in my shop. Um, so I don't think I'll be doing stained glass on stream. I might be trying to find a home for some of this stuff just because there's so many things. I think my father had ADD the same way I do. 60 hobbies, no time to do any of them because you can't focus. Um, but I also got from my father a lot of leather crafting kits, his woodworking tools, which he and I both enjoyed woodworking. So those will get put to good use. I can use them to build cases or whatever for displays. Um, but I've got some leather projects from him that my wife and I were interested in trying, even some of the kids. So that I might be able to try on stream. A lot of it's just simple change purses, no real tooling of the leather. You just stitch it up, stitch a zipper in, you have a project. I think that would be interesting to give a shot at some point in the future. Uh, so we'll have to see how that goes. I don't have any paper towels today. Oh, I do this just about every time. Okay, take that. There we go. Now we have a paper towel there. Let's get this junk off of here. My wet palette is severely drying out. Okay, I'm going to let that sit for a little bit. So it might actually be a little bit longer before we start painting today. I got to let that water soak up in there. Come on. I clean this office. Not as often probably as I should, but quite often. And there is still kitten glitter everywhere. Yeah, let me put some things away so nothing's falling over on me. Ooh, I want to see what he is. I'm definitely going to have to work on some kind of storage solution for all this. Okay. Sorry, kitten, you're losing your spot. At least till after stream. Okay, there we go. The wet pallet is taking the water. Really? Well, I guess the Warhammer books were holding you up there. Tried to wear my usual blue gloves today, but my hands seem a little swollen. So, go. Much better. Okay, so let's see if we can't get into a little bit of painting. Left my water cups upstairs. Okay, folks, I will be right back. Let me go ahead and switch to the Be Right Back screen real quick. I left my rinse cups upstairs, so I'll be right back. There we go. Okay. Where's my camera? There we go. That took forever to load in. Keep bumping this thing, it's gonna drive me crazy. Okay, so I think what we'll start with, we'll work on the Dragonkin. I believe he's Mini 3. Yeah. And I also had another thought. I printed up, if I can remember where I put them. Nope, different craft project. Oh, right here. Right here. Where I knew they'd be. Yeah, I printed up some 5th edition D&D character sheets. Yeah, I have the fillable PDFs that I can fill out later, but I thought one of the other things that we could do for these minis as I paint them is we could work up stats, backstory, things like that to make it easier for use. And then I could put them up somewhere for download for a small donation, you know, $2, $3 to Hero Dogs. And then you guys could have those for your campaigns or anything you want to do. And then there will be one special one that I will ship out with a printed version of the sheet. You'll also get the digital version of the sheet, but I will ship with it the printed mini. the printed and painted mini. That one will be a little more costly just because I've got to ship the mini. Um, and I'm still working out how logistics for that. I've got boxes to do the shipping with. That's not a problem. But I have to figure out, you know, payment methods and things like that. Um, I do have, let's see here. I'm thinking I can add them to my store here. I closed the Etsy store and created a fourth wall merchant's store. It has gear like, let's see here. Oh, come on. There we go. Like my T-shirt, got my logo on it. The merch sales all go to uh, any of the merch sales will go towards buying supplies, you know, keeping the lights on for this. There's no I'm not looking for a second job. I'm not looking to make a ton of money. Just want to be able to keep this going and get donations for the charity that I have. The charity that I looked into. Um, so if you guys want to check that out, no pressure. I do not expect anyone to ever purchase merch. I purchase it myself. I've actually got the coffee mug too, which my children keep stealing to drink coffee out of. It's supposed to be down here as a pen cup. Um, but yeah, I hope you all have had a good 3 months while I've been out. Um, I hope to see more people in chat every so often. I'm happy to look at anything you've printed, painted, sewn, crocheted, cross-stitched, glazed, you know, any projects you've done. I would be happy to take a look at and give you my opinion on. It's always going to be good because you put yourself into it, and that's the important part. You found something you enjoy, and because you put yourself into it, it's absolutely fantastic. Um, I'm gonna do a shout out for the whoop, that cap doesn't go there, for the wonderful woman that created my logo for me. She also did my subscription badges, which if you look in chat, the one next to my name is the 3-month badge. Yes, I'm using distilled water, nothing major. I did have a problem last month. I set up my, actually within the last 2 weeks, I'd set up my wet palette again in intent to use it. Got busy at my dad's house again, and next thing you know, it molded. So I have moved to using distilled water, hoping to keep that from happening again. Anyway, the lovely young woman that did my graphics is Vooper. Uh, she's a fantastic artist. She's a fantastic streamer. She plays a lot of video games. She's played Mech Arena with me, and I had a blast. She's a very good teammate, very supportive. I'm also going to shout out another good man at Good Enough Painting. What do you mean you won't work? Why you no worky? Oh, that's why. There is a key on this keyboard. There we go. Uh, Ricky at Good Enough Painting, fantastic young man. He does a lot of models. He's working towards being able to make his commissions free. He does a lot of work for Extra Life and other charities. He does a lot of work for his local gaming groups, painting up stuff for them. He does have, I don't have his Etsy store on my, I should have had done that. I'll have to fix that. He does have an Etsy store where he sells things that he is licensed to print. He does a lot of Kaijumon printing. He's got Blue Wyvern is one of his other STL makers that he can print and sell for. And don't quote me, I'll have to talk to him when he goes live this afternoon. I believe he also does Black Rabbit miniatures, but I'm not sure on that one. Black Rabbit makes some fantastic miniatures. Where's the box? Because I can show you an example of Good Enough's work. Oh, it's right there. And yes, this mini is still in the original box he shipped it to me in. So as not to dox him, I'm not going to open the box on stream like that, so you see his address. But this is a Blue Wyvern. I believe Blue Wyvern Miniatures did this one. Let's get some autofocus on there. Thank you. He printed up this Bushido Demon Slayer Rabbit Folk for me. He based it. Absolutely fantastic. I love the snowball in his hand. This mini is going to get placed. I've been talking to my wife. She wants to do a new display on our mantle in winter, and she wants to use that mini as well as the little evil Santa that we've been painting up. I'm still waiting on the green paint to come in so that we can finish this guy off. I gotta snow flock the base too, but she wants to use this guy. Boy, that face is bright on there. I have to do a color adjust on that. I gave him some fairly tan skin. But she wants to do like the Christmas Village display with that, and I'm gonna get some scale 3D buildings to print or to just purchase and paint to put in there as well. And I've got some other this evil Santa mini. I think this. Oh no, this is the good guy. I think. Nope, this is the bad guy. There's the good guy. Good guy looks like our more traditional Santa, but you can't really tell because I got a little heavy-handed with the primer, and it's shiny now, so I'm gonna reprime him. But she wants to use this guy and some other Hero Forge models that I designed, and we're gonna print them and use them in the display with village folk and stuff like that. I think it'll look pretty funny. We go for humor. We celebrate Santa Claus. Let's see. Okay. Is that it? I keep finding more to talk about and not paint. See, any other shout outs we need to do? Yes. I will shout out my moderator, Bernard. He's my eldest son. He mods for me when he can. He might still be asleep. He's got to work tonight. Yeah, that's. And tomorrow I'll be playing Faz with my youngest son, Dragon Phoenix 14. I'm hoping he'll stream at the same time too. Oh, time to catch this guy. There we go. And if you guys do want to play the Pokemon game, I have the link to the command somewhere. Oh, and let me turn on my Streamlabs cards for today. Let's try. I think it's PCG. Don't even know my own commands. Yes, that takes you to the Google Doc that has all of the uh, PCG commands. I think it's. I had them in here, and now I just don't know what I did to them all. Okay. I'll have to reset up my Stream Deck with that then. Because I think it's just Pokemon, exclamation point Pokemon start. Yes, to start the game, to start playing the game if you aren't already. Exclamation point Pokestart would be the command to get started in the game. It'll start you with, it'll give you a starter Pokemon, or it'll start you with 5 Pokeballs, 1 Great Ball, 1 Ultra Ball. Of course I didn't catch it. And then you can go, if you follow the creator, the Pokemon community game, that gives you a little bit of a bonus. If as long as you're active in chat every 15 minutes, you get more Poké Dollars to buy Pokeballs. If you look down below my stream, it should be the Pokemon pop-out extension if you're on PC. On mobile, I'm not sure. I'm never on mobile when I'm watching. Yeah, so that's how that works. To the best of my terrible explanation. See, what else have we got that we can discuss? Oh yeah, there's the charity. I think that pops up about every half hour anyway, just giving a little information on them. The command doesn't have a link to their website. I will fix that. Yeah, and if you're interested in my music, if you like it, I am liking this playlist. I put it together in fairly short order. I use Epidemic Sound. The music is stream safe. If Twitch or YouTube tells you that you have like a copyright violation for it or something like that, these guys will back you up and have that strike removed so long as it was their music. And if you have an account with them, any videos you create while you have that account and post to your YouTube, Twitch, you get one channel in each of the platforms, and it's YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, and if you have a website, you get anything you post to those areas for that one account, you're covered for any of their against copyright violations for their music. Now, if you're using other things you get dinged for, they can't help you with that. But they've also been very helpful to another streamer that I watch kind of regularly, and give her a shout out. Zakayla, she does a lot of uh, Fibercraft. That's what she calls it, Fibercraft, on stream. And she's had a problem lately with people stealing her content. And when if YouTube gave her said no, we can't have them pull that down, she would be able to go to Epidemic Sound, and they would be able to get it pulled down because of the music she uses in her videos. Because it's copyrighted not copyrighted, it is set for her to use, not to be used by someone else. So, very good company so far. I've only been with them since January. That's when I started my 30-day free trial in December. Started paying for them in January. The music's really good. I think they need a better sound effects selection. I'm having trouble finding what I want for sound effects. That could just be how picky I am. See, I'm trying to think, is there anything else we need to discuss? No, I can't. I don't know. Anyway, it's one of those days. did the shout outs. I don't even think I have this channel point stuff. There's nothing to talk about there. Sorry guys, I'm going to look through here and make sure there's nothing I'm missing. I do have my Discord if you'd like to join my Discord. All the places you may never find me. Because I am absolutely horrible at posting. YouTube, you'll find my videos on. Twitter's where I put my start and end messages. Discord, I am most often in. Matter of fact, you'll probably see me in there almost 24 hours a day because I don't shut my computer off. If you post a private message in there to me, I'm more than happy to respond. If you go into my Discord server, I have a section for works in progress, and there's actually 2 works in progress sessions. One in there that you just want to share and get comments on. All positive comments only, please. This is stuff people have put their time and effort into. We're not looking for constructive criticism. We're looking for support. They may ask for technique options or things to try, but keep all your comments positive. Then there's also another work in progress section that you can put up, and that says that you want me to go ahead and share those images on screen, so everybody can see them on stream. I have no problem doing that. Keep it all safe for work. I do not safe for work content. I list my stream. I think I don't list it as family friendly anymore, which I probably should, especially for today. Because I try and keep my channel family friendly to the point that I know you have to be 13 to have a Twitch account. I've noticed that a lot of parents don't necessarily monitor what their kids are doing on stream, and it's so easy just to sign up for an account somewhere and just change your birth year back to 1864 or whatever. And then they have access to the full breadth of everything on Twitch. And I would prefer to have a place where if a kid was interested in painting, they could go. It's the language is safe, the topics are safe. You know, we don't discuss politics, religion, or sports in here because I'm not a big sports guy. I mean, I have a Frederick Keys blanket on the back of my chair, but I don't display their logos or anything like that. I try and keep it as family friendly as possible, just because anybody could swing by and see and take a look at us and see what we're all about. So I would appreciate if you guys would also do that. My chat rule is pretty simple for the stream. You know, keep it family friendly. I figure if you wouldn't say it to your toddler or to your 7-year-old or around them, it definitely shouldn't be in stream. But I also understand those that say this is also a platform for adults and we can discuss what we want. I just prefer it not here. Anyway, now that I have gone off on that diatribe for no particular reason, let's go ahead and get to painting this guy. Okay. So, color for the Dragonkin shirt, what we need to do his eyes too. He's primed in the Xandri dust. So, I wasn't sure what to do alongside the blue. I mean, red would be nice. This plasmatic bolt, which is kind of a greenish, little bit of blue in it, it looks like to me. There we go. And I want to use speed paint on it because I've got this set and I really wanted to give it a shot. I don't think the browns would be right for this mini. I also did not like the look of the yellow. If I put that in there, I don't think that would look quite right. But I have a couple other colors here. I mean, there's a gorgeous hive dweller purple here. And I was thinking about that because one of the other minis we're going to paint is this Dragon Kid Noble. And if I made these guys like a family group, I've got the male Noble as well. I don't think I have them printed yet. But I could print them all as like a family group. So they would all end up being this, I guess it would be a Sapphire Dragon. And purple is definitely a color for royalty. I'm talking myself more and more into the purple as we go here. So I'll go ahead and put these back. I think the plasmatic bolt pulls too much from his skin tone. The other blues I have would probably do the same thing. We might actually spend a stream pulling all my paints off and reorganizing the paint rack. Seems like a way to go. I think the Hive Dweller purple. Let me put this on the Vortex mixer for a second. We'll see what it looks like. As I say, the worst thing that happens is you have to repaint. Twitch is telling me we're going to have an ad start in about a minute. So if you stick around for the ad, it's only a minute and a half every 30 minutes. And then there are no pre-roll ads. So if you get disconnected and have to come back, you're able to go right back into watching the stream. I don't always notice when the ads are about to start. So if we're having a conversation and you want to continue and an ad starts, just let me know in chat. Wow, that stuff is dark. Okay, let's see here. I'm used to working with all these really tiny synthetic brushes because it's all I've ever used. I have a 1, a 2, a 0, and a 00. Let's start with the 1. Okay. Pull this down so I can see what I'm looking at. Sorry if this is a tractor for you guys. This is just for my eyes. So I can see the detail on the mini a little bit better. Oh, let me get him over here more towards the middle of the screen for you guys. This is a very, very dark purple. This is a lot darker than I expected from looking at that bottle. And I think it's because we're going over the Xandri dust. This tan might not be the best option for going over with that purple. But let's move forward. Once I have that dark purple on there, I might be able to back off to something else and go a little bit lighter. I primed this guy in the Xandri dust just because I wanted to do. I have everything I prime is in black usually, and the problem I have is that the gloves that they make that fit me are black, so it makes it very difficult to be seen on stream until I have a good coating of paint on it. Yeah, I don't think I like that. You notice I don't think I like it, but I keep going with it anyway. And that's because I don't like to quit until I see the full effect. So I have a feeling that when after this guy dries, we're gonna repaint his shirt completely. I might even come back, although well, yeah, because it's drying like a dirty purple, and I'm not liking that. That's not royalty. That's not royal. Also, please let me know if the music is too loud. I don't want the music to overshadow so that you can't hear me at all. Actually, I'm not seeing the music come through at all. Yeah, you'll have to tell me, you guys will have to tell me if you can hear the music, because I can't tell if it's even playing. I mean, I hear it because it's coming through my headphones. I'm certain it's coming out to you guys now because of the desktop audio, but the audio I had it set to go through is not working. Okay. You should be hearing it now, though. Sorry, guys, if you weren't before. I am liking this soundtrack very much. This is the Foxbite gaming handle. Or a painting handle, sorry, not gaming handle. I actually won this in a giveaway from Good Enough's channel. Prior to that, I was using my 3D printed painting handles, which I do still use. But I use them for slightly larger models now. I like this painting handle because it's got a magnet in here, metal pog in here, sticks together, you can spin it around. This handle is movable, so you can actually put it, if you pull it out, flip it over on the bottom, you can have your mini on that and use it as a rest on the table, which can be very helpful with painting certain things as well. It comes with a bunch of pogs, different shapes and sizes. Came with 8 pogs total, 3 small round, 3 small hex, and then 1 large and 1 small round and hex. Very good product. I do recommend it if you're doing any kind of serious painting, or even not so serious painting. This is great for resting your fingers or your brush against to get where you need it. You can spin the mini on it. I'm a terrible advertiser, sorry. I know it's saying a lot, but this purple on this model, I don't even think Walmart would sell clothes like this. And they'll sell pretty much anything. I will say, in favor of these Sable brushes, these guys do hold a good bit of paint. I like it. These are the, and as I said earlier, these are the Green Stuff World natural sable hairbrushes. I found them at games and stuff. If you guys want to see pictures of my local gaming store tables and towers, you can look on Good Enough's Discord server. The owner of that store has a ton of armies fully painted on display. The armies are not just for display. He actually is very big into playing Warhammer. I know he was going to be at one of the larger tournaments here soon, if it hasn't already happened. And I really do enjoy going in there. The owner, Wallace, he is the one who I played my first Warhammer match with. He actually took time out of his day, walked away from the cash register, taught me the basic rules, the phases and things like that. Mind you, it's going to take a couple matches for me to get it all down. But the fact that he just dropped what he was doing without thought and offered to teach me how to play just shows the quality of that person. He's a fantastic strategian. There we go, let's speak English. I'm not sure if he let me win, but I barely beat him. He played, it was Chaos Space Marines, and I was playing, he lent me some of his Necron models to play with, and was very patient in answering my questions and everything that went on. So I would definitely give them a gander. There's a lot of this that's still kind of wet. I do not like that purple. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let's bring it up on the big cam here. And I'm gonna need that for the autofocus. I don't like that purple. And even in this camera, I mean, it looks like almost like a dirty tan in some aspects. Come on, focus on the model. Focus on the model. There we go. Oh yeah, I can do that. Okay, so we're gonna change that out for something else. I might reprime his body with a solid coat of something else. I definitely want whatever we put on there. I like the purple, I just don't like the way it looks over that tan. So we might go ahead, I've got some different purples here from the D&D line. Actually, I think those two are the same. And we can reprime him with those paints and then put the contrast paint over it and see if it comes out better. And I will say, I've only used contrast paint once before today in one location, and that was on this guy. Yeah, let's bring that cam up again. This guy is still a work in progress as well. I'm working on his base, but I used it on the flint head of his axe. I wanted I've seen many flint tools. My father did a lot of black powder shooting when I was younger, and they dressed up in a lot of the Mountain Man outfits and things like that. And they also had a lot of the flint tools that the Native Americans or indigenous peoples, whatever you want to call them, fantastic people that were here before us, that they had in their societies. And this looks closer to that than anything I could get. I needed a black that would fill the wells darkly, leave the upper edges a little bit lighter, and then of course I went back and I dry brushed it with off-whitey tan that the chip outs get when you are sharpening flint. But that was my first use of contrast paint. This is my second. I think I definitely need to base coat it with whatever I want to cover it with first, kind of like I have to do for the fluorescent colors, the black light glow colors. I found that works much better. That's a trial and error. I'm not a professional. Okay. So we will set him aside. I'm going to let that dry completely. Let's get this guy back over here. And we'll switch out the picture. I don't think that camera focuses as well as I'd like. At least, I know I'm the proper distance for focus, but I don't know. It's all me. Okay, so more kitten glitter. Come on. Let's get the close look at him here. Looks like there's a wash on his skin already. So I did that. I need a metallic silver for his belt buckle. It looks like his pants may already have a wash on them too, but I'm going to hit it again. Gloves look good. I like the color on his coat. The little belts and buckles on his boots look good, as do the bone buttons along the tops. The brass buttons on his coat and coat sleeves are okay. So yeah, just touch up the buckle on his main belt, and then, let's see here. I tried to separate out my paint racks. So you can see it. I got the the non-metal metallics and some of the metal metallics up here. I got all the metallics, or the black caps here. Down here in the front are all the fluorescents. Then I have game color. What is that? Oh, Vallejo metallics here. The washes that I have by Army Painter here, and then the D&D colors and all the other colors are mixed in around, and all the speed paints off here in the front. So I've somewhat organized this. I think I was using, no, it wasn't silver. Definitely wasn't chainmail. I'm missing a tinny tin. I know I have tinny tin around here somewhere. Then I tried to put these guys out in almost a shade order. I thought I had a bottle of tinny tin. Apparently, I do not. Maybe I was just looking at it in store. That could be. And I have a couple other Vallejo colors back here. Like I've got to reprint the mini that got me into wanting to print my own minis. And I need to reprint that so we can paint it. I needed the orange for that, and I bought a ton of different oranges for that. Okay. Let's see if we can't get this buckle in here. Get the tip of that brush again. Pull the water off. Yep, I think that does it for that. I mean, it's like I said, the Sailor Minis I have, we're down to the final touch-ups on these guys. Oh, that's not the one I want to do that in. I want to use that as my wash cup. And since you guys were here when I first started using these, we'll know together when the brush tips start to curl. Okay, now I need a wash brush. And I need a wash cup. Oh, you're dirty. There we go. Wash cup is clean. Now for this guy, what we got here? No, not a purple wash. The red tone might do good over the pants. Flesh is done, brown is done. I don't want it to be shadow or moldy. So I'll do a red wash over the pants and we'll see where we're at. Maybe we'll do, maybe we won't do any other wash on it after that because the flesh has been done. So let's get a couple drops in there. Not going to need much of this stuff. And then I need a little... Wow, that barrel's loose. Okay. This one is... Oh, that's their dry brush. Here we go. This is a pretty much a junk brush. Let's get it wet. I know you don't need junk brushes for a wash, but I don't want to necessarily use one of the good detail brushes for it. This is a Royal & Langnickel. It's a, I want to say fake is not, but synthetic bristle brush. This is really making that red a little brighter. We'll see what it does when it dries. But the pants are also very smooth on this model. There's not a lot of detail for the wash to settle in. Which is fine. I imagine these more... you know, not necessarily loose and baggy that would gather a lot. There are some nice gathers around the boots though, so I want to make sure we get the wash in there. And as always, to tell if your mini is ready and if it looks good, hold it at arm's length. And if looking at it at arm's length, there's no glaring defects, big spots you've missed or anything like that, you can call your mini good and ready to go. And this guy is good and ready to go. I usually, because this series of minis was designed to be background characters, although you could easily print them up and use them as primary heroes. I did most of them on plain black bases. I think these sailors that I'm finishing up are going to go that route with the plain black bases. But I think with like the alchemist here, the dragonkin youngling, or dragonborn youngling, the dragonborn noble woman here, I think I'm going to do those up more like you were doing them as primary characters, people that would be in your everyday adventures, maybe even proxies for your own character. Because let me see here, I've got, over here I have my mini storage. I did a little video up where I did this. I don't know if it made it to YouTube or not, but this is what I store. This is what I made to store my minis. I put magnets in the bases of almost everything. So I cut up a Dollar Tree cookie sheet using my grinder and put the minis in here. And really? The only thing in here is Warhammer and one-page rules. Oh! It's because I have not put poly on these guys yet, or polyurethane. It's polyurethane is a rattle can varnish. I use the Krylon matte finish. It's what I have. It's what I've seen recommended to me. The ones in that box already have polyurethane on them. Whoa. You guys are... What's peeling on you and why? Part of her arm. Was that me? Let's take a look here. Let me get where I can see close up. Sorry guys. I know this is not the greatest of content this way, but something is peeling. I'm gonna have to use some compressed air to blow the dust off of these guys before I do polyurethane. And there we go, some steel tweezers, always helpful. Well, nothing peeled off of her, but well, as you can see, I usually do them on solid black bases. I probably should have done the town guard folk here, the ones that are already done. The swordsmen are around here somewhere. Oh, they're up here too. The 3 swordsmen. So let's give these guys their day in the sun. There we go. Just a little view of these guys, and autofocus, there we go. I know this isn't the best shot, guys, I'm sorry. But I usually do these guys up on black bases because they're meant to be used pretty much anywhere. Just set them on your gaming mat and they're proxies for bandits, town guard, village folk, what have you. But I am going to start, and I may even go back and do the bases on some of these guys a little bit better. So you could use them, show them what it would look like as a hero, or a mini you wanted to put on display somewhere. These sailors, I'm not sure how to do that. I mean, this guy could even be not even a sailor. You could use this guy as just a like a town businessman, or an old soldier, retired kind of deal. Lost his eye in battle, and now he's turned to being a merchant or a tavern keeper, something like that. I know you usually see the stereotype of the tavern keeper minis all holding beer or cleaning out a glass. But we could be different about it. So all these minis print, when I print them, they all have these bases. These are all primed in Xandri dust, the ones I have in here, just because I had it out at the time. But we could easily replace this base or do up this base to look like wooden flooring or a pier plank, things like that. So we have options, and we'll figure out what we're going to do with this. But I think, okay, that wash needs to dry on there. You know what? We're going to go ahead and we're going to put a little bit of that shadow wash on his jacket, just to make it stand out a little bit from his pants. We'll probably put the shadow wash on his hair too. I need to get bigger bottles of a lot of these washes. I still have the original ones that came in the sets with the D&D paints. And then the 2 colors that I didn't have. Okay, shadow wash. Let's apply you to his jacket. My normal self would have freaked out already and repainted the edges of his gloves and his shirt cuffs. But as I didn't notice it when it was really far away and I'm already putting the wash on it, I'm finding myself less disturbed by the lack of, by those they're very minute details. You won't notice them from 3 to 5 feet away across the table. And I really have to get up close and use my glasses, my magnifiers here. Kind of see it on him now. So he's definitely painted well enough for tabletop use. And if anybody's wondering, no, I don't enter painting contests. I know my limitations. Although I've toyed with the idea of just, for the fun of it, putting one of my minis in for a painting contest. But I'd have to print them from a current release of whoever I'm subscribed to, and that is something I'm not too good about. Let's get this on his hair. Now all he needs to do is dry. Let's take a look. Yeah, this guy got the wash on his clothing. I can see it set in the recesses on his shirt. So why wasn't he done? I see it on the pants. I think all he needed was basing. So, alright. This guy will get a regular black base. Nope. Nope. Okay. The only primed bases I have are the ones done in Xandri Dust. Some are primed better than others, apparently. Okay, so what we would do for basing this guy . All the blue tack off of his shoes, because that's going to do nothing to cause issues. Okay, and what I usually do for basing these guys is pretty simple. A little bit of super glue, hold him on middle of the base like that, and then I'll use I usually use Abaddon Black by Citadel, or there's another really good one, Abyssal Black from the D&D line. I'm not sure if it's a direct crossover what the name is in the regular army color. I have the chart around here somewhere. I do use two different kinds of super glue. I've got the thin stuff and I've got the thick stuff. The regular and the gel. I've been using the gel a lot lately. I use the gel usually for holding magnets on the bottom. You know what? I haven't magneted this face yet. So let's do that. I'm sure using a pin vise to hold this drill bit would be better, but meh. See if we've gone deep enough. First, take a guy I already have a magnet on. Grab a little pack of magnets. There we go. Okay, so this way. Test fit. Not quite yet. A little bit further. These bases are thick enough to hold these little magnets. This resin is all cured, so it's just basically plastic now, or plastic-like. So it's no longer toxic, so I'm not too worried about getting it on myself. Yes. Yes, there we go. Just a little dab will do ya. Let's get it caught on my glove. Just put you out again. Sorry, off screen you didn't see that. The magnet got ripped right out of my hand. Oh, come on. I knew that wasn't a smart idea when I did it. That probably wasn't either, but... give it a minute to solidify. While that does that... stuff is very static clingy, if you know what I'm saying. Have to vacuum in here when we're done. Alright, that's stuck in there now. And it should be repelling from the other magnet. Yeah, they're not sticking together, so I have it incorrect. I know it doesn't matter for sticking to a metal sheet, but if I ever decide to stick this to a base and I have to use another magnet, I want to make sure I can use the Mini anywhere on the diorama that I put a place for a Mini with a magnet. Okay, so now we need a little dab on the bottom of his feet. It'll take a while for this stuff to cure, but it should be handleable here in a moment or two. Push down on it a little bit just to make sure that it spreads. If you see a little bit stick out underneath the shoes or the base of the model, no biggie there because we're going to paint it black anyway. It also dries clear. So we're done with that. I might have to take a day, go through and put magnets in the bottom of all my bases like I did my Warhammer bases, so we have them ready to go as I get the models ready. Oh. Let's put away the rest of our magnets. We're not going to need the dry palette right this minute while we're working on this. Yep, he's pretty well stuck. I wouldn't stress him too much right this minute, but he's stuck on there real well. And let's get a base painting brush here. Actual base coating brush, what do you know? This is from, it's the Army Painter base painting brush. I think it came with one of the model sets where it came with the speed paint set. Like that. Those are the original 1.0 speed paints. Like everyone else, I'm a little off-put that they came out with a new speed paint set, but as I've only used that just today, I'm not going to complain. So now, you just paint the base black. It may take 2 coats over the Xandri dust. I think it did on the last one that I had done, because I don't want to go real fast and have a thick, nasty looking coat. I want to have a nice, smooth coat. One of the nice features about this mini painting handle is that you can twist it. And I keep forgetting to do that. I just turn the whole thing. Chit and glitter everywhere. That glue isn't 100% dry, so I may have just run this brush. I think some glue just got in the bristle. We'll know when we're done. And then we just paint the rim in the black. I've also got a photo booth. You're kind of focused. I've got a little photo box for taking pictures of these guys once they're completed under decent lighting and all that, and I will need to pull that out and actually take photos of these guys. Go. Okay, guys. The base coat on his base is done. Some of this other stuff may just show a little bit. These minis are all designed to be printed supportless. So you could print these on your FDM printer or on your resin printer without a problem. I will say that on my resin printer, it took me a while to work out settings that look good and allowed the minis to print without issue, but that is more overloading the bed and other things that I was doing at the time. Go. The base coat on his base is good. This brush isn't so bad. I think I need to get a daily in use cup down here to put some brushes in. About 1 o'clock. Normally I would have been had to shut off by now. Let's see here. Who we got here? Staryu. Let's go ahead and try and catch Staryu. And okay, start using my Pokedex. Oh, I have a little bit of Pokecash. Nice. I hope everyone that is here today is enjoying this. Let me go ahead and give another shout out to Good Enough Painting for all his help and inspiration. And give a shout out to Vooper, designer of the logo and the subscription badges. I'm also going to get her to design some emotes for me once I get a little more cash. Right now, the only cool emote I have is, or the only custom emote that I have is the one that my daughter did for me, the Good Game emote. Let's put that in chat. I love that little emote. And we'll give another shout out to Zakayla for her help with getting hooked up with Epidemic Sound for music. She also helped me by recommending me to Fourth Wall so that I could actually get a shop taken care of. So I'd like to thank her for all that. And we can go ahead. I think we'll wait on the Dragon Ken Noble because I think I might reprime her. I don't know. Working with the models that are primed in black can be difficult next to my black gloves. It makes it difficult for you to see, makes it difficult for me to see. But I think this guy, who's only mostly primed, I see a lot of area I missed in here with the primer, but that's all right. There's a little bit on there. That should be enough to get it to stand out for us. He's got some decent detail on him. Looks like he's got a couple rods and potion bottles hidden in his jacket there. His little crate down at the bottom. So we'll do that. Let's see, what do we want to do for him? He's got this puffy hat with a big old feather. I don't know why, but I'm seeing lots of bright blue. Bright blue. So, not the metallics, of course. Blue, frost blue, and ghostly blue. They're a good palette. So let's see what we can do to this guy. These D&D paints are from 2020, 2021. Some of them have gone bad in the bottle, just sitting because 2020, you know. So we'll see what we can get good out of these. If I have to, I'll order individual colors. I'm still waiting on some of my colors to come in that are D&D uniques. I've been able to replace some of the stuff with full bottles of regular Army Painter colors. The only reason I use Army Painter is because it's what I started with. I have no loyalty or preference to any particular manufacturer. I don't like the Citadel pots, but that's just me. I know there's a lot of people out there that have issue with that. Oh, that's a nice one. Let's get a little more out there. And this isn't a contrast color, so it should give me a good base. Over which to apply other colors. Okay. Look at the pattern. Look at the pattern, see how it rolls, and fill your paint in. I tend not to go into these minis with much of a plan, except for Nightmare Fuel. Nightmare Fuel had a plan. Glad I stuck with it. He looks very scary for the merchant he is supposed to be. I'll show him off in a little bit here. Hoping my older son, our oldest son, will get his desk set up because he wants to paint minis too. He's got a lot of the same paints I have. We both bought the D&D sets. And then maybe we can guest on each other's streams. It's not like he's that far. If there was more room in here, we'd just have him come in and sit next to me, but this room is so small. I barely fit. bring us over here to the middle. Sorry, guys. It's actually more comfortable for me, too. Very difficult to adjust to using this mini holder that has all these support places for you when you're just used to doing without the support, but it is so nice to have it. Let's get this over here where I can use this. Well, I don't want to do that. Use this wire to my benefit. Interesting song. See, his shoe is sticking out here at the bottom. So I want to make sure I don't coat that in blue. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. Where is this song? Because it's going away. also this cloak here. That was about the prettiest paint job I've done. Let's get this, try and get this where we want it instead of everywhere like we did on the way down. Trying to get light in here where I can see a little bit better. I'm getting in my own way. Guy has a lot of shiny bits of metal on him, necklaces and things. Plus, I think we're going to go back once we're done, and we'll use the bottle of paint on gloss varnish to touch up the glass on the bottles and things. I think that would look really good, but I'm, of course, getting way ahead of myself. First, I need to get the rest of them painted and detailed out nicely. Those far back in recesses that I'm getting into right now, no one should be able to see. I'm just getting them so that they don't show up as make themselves stand out like they're unpainted completely. Make sure I don't have my bald head on screen. Blocks a lot of light from the Mini. Yeah, it's going to take another coat of this blue here in spots to cover the Xandri dust properly. I will say I usually do not work on guys off stream because this is my hobby time. Off stream I'm doing everything else I have to do. And other things that I don't actually have to do but want to do. It's going to take a little bit more blue in spots here to cover things up. Make sure the primer's nicely covered. Don't think I've missed any of his regular cloth. At least not without having the initial base coat on it. I don't know if you guys are picking it up on camera there. Yeah, he looks fairly solid on camera there, but I can still see some areas where the primer hasn't been fully covered and there's little bits showing through. Doing very nicely though. I do like this color. This is the Lich Blue in the D&D line. Right in here. And then I will have to pull him off the putty because I do want to get a decent coating of the blue on the underside here so that when you're holding him away and looking at him and there's light, it looks kind of shadowed now, but there is the possibility that you'd see the primer coming out, and I want to make sure it's the blue. That'll make it look like a darker black back in there anyway. He is looking good. This line would not be the silver. I do have an optometrist appointment on Saturday, and although on my schedule Saturday was never listed as a day, if I can get back to painting this guy on Saturday, I will, to painting these guys. But if they dilate my eyes, I will not be doing any painting on Saturday. Flashing. And I paint all these guys with the expectation that they will be handled a lot, so I try to protect them with the varnishes when I'm done, because the last thing you want is paint flaking off of your mini. Okay, so that blue is done. Take this off, step them out. Yep, at distance that blue looks really good. It looks like full coverage. light sheen to it. Very, very nice paint. I think it will look better once I get the other colors on it. I was thinking of trimming, doing the trim and the design here in a silver. I'm going to use, I think, the frost blue, I think, is what I will use for his hat. Or I'm sorry, the ghostly blue for his hat, and then the frost blue, slightly darker, to do the feather. And then I think we'll do that little brooch or shield or wherever it is on the front. I think we'll do that in a silver or a maybe chainmail, gunmetal, something. Well, no, that should be very, very bright. It should stand out. I think we'll do all that in the regular silver. Almost wish I had. See here, I have silver dragon, I have silver, and I have mythical silver. And I'm just looking at what's through the bottles here, so you know. Good luck. But just looking at what's through the bottles here, the silver seems the brightest. Missed part of his shirt. Let's go back in and do that. And then I'm thinking we'll do the belt probably in the same color as his hat so that he's not monochromatic, but monochromatic. We'll get the crate done in a nice wood brown, and then we'll do those little potion bottles up in different colors. So let's get back in here. I know I'm off screen for this, but it's just one little dot of paint. So there we go. All right, let me clean this up again. That looks good. Said ghostly blue for the hat. I'll go lighter with the blue first, because then if we decide we want to use a darker blue on the hat, we can do that. Either of the two darker blues. This is going to take at least 2 coats. The primer is showing through very well on this. That's okay. This will at least give us the idea of what it's going to look like. This really is not the rock playlist I thought it was going to be. This is more Christmas. Games in the Snow is the name of the song. Okay, so just saw it. That goes away. Much better. This is what I was looking for. Almost sounds like the beginning of I Am the Warrior. Okay. Oh, it's 1:15. Let me go ahead and stop raids for an hour. Don't think anybody was coming in, but last thing we need is someone coming in, because I will have to stop between 2 and 2:30. Started like I Am the Warrior. Definitely did not go into that vibe the rest of the way. There we go. Very, very translucent in areas, so it will require a second coat. I think we have a base coat on all the way. And it gives us an idea of what the finished product will look like with the color scheme. So let's clean the brush, and we'll try putting on the blue on the feather. Like these sable brushes. These are nice. I know I'll put mixing balls in these paints. Okay, so now we'll do the feather. Sorry guys, my default is to be closer to my palette. Not that I'm trying to keep it out of y'all's view. I know this is a lot of blue. It's probably oversaturating the camera in blue and you're having trouble seeing anything else. This guy is Will Smith in these colors, a la Men in Black. He's making this look good. On the screen, or on camera from what I can see in OBS here, the hat and the feather are almost the same color. They are very different here in front of me though. Got a good coating of the regular dark blue everywhere. That's looking good. I don't see any more touch-ups I need to do on that. The hat layers are drying nicely though, so let's go get another coat on there. Wrong color. I should be able to paint over that. Let's clean that brush tip again. I do like this one. This sounds nice. I'm not over my paper towels again. I think I forgot to feed the kitten. At least her wet food. I made sure she had dry food, but that is odd that she is not over here. All up in my business for her wet food. That's alright. I'll end here in a couple. And about a half hour, 40 minutes. And then get her breakfast she so rightfully deserves. She spends a lot of time down here sitting with me while I'm working, so she alleviates the empty spaces in the office here. Although she can get a little insistent at times. And she doesn't walk across my keyboard because I try not to let her up on the desk. But she has been known to shove my hands out of the way of my keyboard so that she gets her lovin's and my work does not get done as quickly as I'd like. Then again, I'm pretty sure anyone out there who has cats knows that is what us human servants are here for. There we go. How does that look on camera? Let's get back here in the middle. And we'll get the metal out of the way. Yeah, you definitely see the difference in color now on camera much better. It's not focusing the way I'd like. Okay, with that said, set him aside, let that stuff dry. Bring this guy back. The black on the base is pretty good. There's a couple spots I need to touch up on it. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Let's put a cover on our wet palette. And then we go back to the Alchemist. We'll go ahead and we'll put the silver on that gemstone on the front of his hat so we can see what the whole color scheme looks like. I'm debating whether or not we should do the feather color for his belt. Oh, nope, not that brush. This brush. Now we still have the option to decorate this base if we want to. The black is a good background. We can put any kind of ground cover on it if we wanted to. If we wanted to do like a dirt or something like that, it would be easy to go over this black with that. And then if anything ended up flaking off later, you would always have that black layer of paint underneath. So you wouldn't have the gray plastic there. Oh, I won't run across the two of it. Easy fix. Yeah, that was really it. That's all that needed to be done there. So, he is about done. Not going to clean that brush too well because this guy's ready for a base. That looks pretty good. Pretty good. The shadow wash may have been a mistake on the jacket. It's kind of, it's splotchy the way a wash should be, you know, settling into the lower recesses and things, but, well, yeah, I guess I do kind of like that. The red wash on the pants did very well in bringing out the shadows and the folds, so we're good there. Let's grab another base. There we go. I may take some time later on this evening and just put magnets on all of these bases just to make this part easier when we get to this point. It would be the smart play. Plus, maybe I'll empty out more of this magnet box. Okay, so this should go just like this. Yep. So that's the way it's going in. You know what might be interesting? Maybe I'll talk to the designer about this. Maybe there's a way that supportlessly he could add that hole right there. I think the problem would be that if the hole doesn't go all the way through, it makes a bad vacuum problem for separating the, printing later on. Make a weak spot or something, but I don't know. You know, I could also just try it myself and just modify the STL for a print and see how things go. Because I know how big my magnets are, I know how deep they are. I know there's a little bit of warpage you have to worry about with the resin printing. Sometimes things warp. That's just a side thought. Maybe I'll contact him. I'm fairly certain he'll be doing a part 3 here soon. I'm quite certain he had more models he wanted to put out in his campaign, but the backing wasn't there for some of it. That might be beeping up already. Just a hair deeper. Oh yeah, slightly recessed, which is exactly what we need. Make sure this is, yep, this is where we need it. Let's get this out of the way, so we don't have problems with it again. Pardon my French. There's a lot of glue. Okay. May have overdone it on the glue just a little bit. Unfortunately, there's no way to clean that up. Let it do its business. And sure. Glue tack off of this foot. Cured. Okay. I'm paranoid. I'm constantly checking. Okay, yeah, it's on right now. This is kind of 50s. I like that. Different vibe than normal. So let's set him right there in the middle. here, I keep the containers that the super glue stuff comes in because a lot of times it's easier to dispense into that little piece of plastic if you're doing a bunch of models at one time. Like when I go to do the Necrons or the Space Marines, because a lot of them I paint on sprue. I've found that that was easier for me. And then once I take everything off, I just do little touch-ups. There's probably a better way, but that's what works for me. Your mileage may vary. Okay, so he's ready for polyurethane. Now, when we do polyurethane this guy, let's see. Sorry, I use an app called DroidCam to make my phone camera my close-up camera, and it autofocuses, but only if you tell it to autofocus. So if we look at the bottle in his hand, I painted that in the same sapphire blue, metallic blue that I painted the Dragonborn in, and I think that that would remain. Oops, let's autofocus that again. There we go. I think that that would remain shiny. So after I polyurethane him with the matte, I want to go back in with the little brush on gloss varnish and touch up just the bottle so it gets that shine to it. I think little touches like that take your background minis or even your hero minis and it just pushes them that further forward into the front light. Makes them stand out more and look better on the table. But again, that's my personal opinion. Let's see here. The other thing, I mentioned the Nightmare Fuel. So let's bring oops, that was already up. This is who I refer to as Nightmare Fuel. He's an I-Beast merchant. So the plan with him is to do up his shop and put him in the shop in the display. Now, he was the first giveaway I did on stream. Weren't many people watching. Only 3 people entered. All of them friends and family. So my son, Bernard, my moderator, won that giveaway. I said, well, what do you want? Do you want me to just give you the mini? Do you want me to paint the mini and give it to you? Do you want me to do something else with it? He said, well, why don't you paint it on stream and then give it away again? So I'm going to do that. This will be a giveaway in the future. I want to print up or purchase the models like we got from here, the components to do out a little merchant shop and then set that mini in it. I've got an idea to do it in a 5x5 format. I put the base plate, which I had selected for it somewhere. Oh well, I've got a whole stack of them. But I'm going to do it on a 5-inch base plate and then do it up like a little merchant shop, and then I'll do that giveaway again and I will ship that. Giveaways are anybody can enter no matter where you are in the world. The only restriction is that if you are outside the US, because of shipping costs, currently I cannot afford to ship giveaways outside of the US. So if you are outside of the US and you win the giveaway, instead I will make a $10 donation to Hero Dogs on your behalf. That's how I'm going to cover that for international viewers. I'm not happy with it, but I can't afford the shipping costs. Hopefully, in the future down the road, I can open that up to ship anywhere in the world. It's all going to depend on how things go. But if you are inside the United States, Alaska, Canada included, I will package up that little display, once I give it away, and I will ship it to you. The giveaway is at 100 followers. So I've been away from this for a long time. I'm kind of at a loss. All right, let's get his base painted black, so at least we get something done today. I don't think we're going to start on the Dragonborn Noblewoman, although we might. I could pull out some metallics, we could get the cup painted. Since we're going to do her up as the Sapphire Dragon, that paint is already on the wet palette. Oh, my camera stopped working. There we go. Camera's back. Sorry folks, that happens from time to time. If you see it, please let me know. I will correct the camera as quick as I can. Alright. Okay. And I think I will doctor up the bases for these guys. I'll paint them the base black, and then we'll get them to looking like dirt, put a couple little tufts on them, just for something different. This is the brush, base coating brush. Oh. I want to be able to see to make sure I don't get too close to his boots. And end up having to repaint all of them. Hello. Oh, you're a pick. You're a tweezer. Oh, you're two pair of tweezers. Something got stuck in here. In the glue. There. Okay, we will use the pick. There we go. I don't know what that was, but didn't want it attached to the model. It's dust that would just look kind of out of place. Although it probably would have been covered by the ground cover. I could have left it alone. A lot of my tools, you'll see this came with something we had ordered. These are the others that I have. These came with the fake bushes and things that I have from Woodland Scenics. And this is a Dollar Tree little paper punching awl. Oh. There. This is a little Dollar Tree paper punching awl that I picked up a couple of these. Apparently I have 3 of them in here. Because sometimes you just need to pick little pieces off. And that is easiest. So I'm getting up close. Now the ground cover I have to put on here is going to be sand. We're going to use sand to replicate dirt. And then we'll paint it a nice dirt brown. I just noticed that guy was using a little party thing there for his music. Interesting. Getting that little piece out of there and give gabbing with you guys. Jibber jabbering. Allowed that glue to dry nicely. learn to turn the MIDI and not the holder. Got in this brush. There's a big section of bristles that separate out, so I may have to get a new base coating brush. Next trip to the hobby store. My middle son, who does not stream, although you may see him on my streams when we game, he is really good at miniature painting. He does Space Marines, he does the Space Wolves, and he's got, it's not Adeptus Mechanicus, whoever has the veteran guardsmen, the ones, the Cadians and all, because he just painted up his Lehman Russ tank, and it looks awesome. He's going to do a diorama with them, so that he can have them out in a display where they can be seen. And then if he needs to use them in a battle, if he wants to go play, like my stuff, they're going to be magneted down to their display, and then just pack them in your travel case if you need to. Take them with you to your game site. Okay. This guy has his base coat. I've got my brush soap around here somewhere. When I was cleaning up my desk, I sat it aside, and now I can't find it. I think I did screw up that brush tip with the glue, but it's coming back together. Maybe the brush soap will fix it. Let's hope the brush soap fixes it. Okay, so we're done with the Abaddon Black for today. I'm not going to have any of these other guys ready to go. So set that up there. Let's take another. Yeah, I see there's a purple tinge coming out in that. I'm going to reprime that shirt. Not reprime it. I'm going to base coat it in a purple. And then we'll try the contrast paint over it to see if it gives us that layer that we're looking for and the levels that we're looking for. That will happen on a later stream, because he's just about done. That in his eyes, then the washes, I think he's, touch-ups here and there. I think he'll be done then. So, this one's looking good. So let's do the silver on his crest, on that probably would be a gem in some ways, but I'm going to do that as a silver metal piece. Maybe it's a magic item. Could be a hat of disguise. This is actually, a demon from the abyss that's going to steal your soul when you buy, if you buy anything from him. Instead of him giving you the item, he steals your soul. Oh, that is a nice bright silver. Okay, let's go here. Let's go. Let's see what this is. Wow, that brush tip is... I mangled that thing already. but you wet it and it goes right back. So I'm assuming that's okay. It doesn't curve anyway. That silver does look good. Now I've got more ideas. Just leave the edges silver, and maybe I will paint that up with some gems. But I think that silver might be a little much on the hems here. So let's take a look. Let's get some of these hems done. No, it's not too much. That looks good. We'll have to go in and retouch up that dark blue here, it looks like. But that's okay, that's what these base coats are for. Block out your colors, see what you got, go back and Make it all look fantastic on your next pass. That's going to take some serious touch-up. So long since I'm paid, my eyes are definitely getting tired. So, just about 2 o'clock. It's about when I need to stop anyway. I need to build back up to my painting sessions being a little bit longer. But I have base coats on here, so we can come back to this and touch up. I've done better, but this is looking good. Don't fall off. There we go. That's a basic idea of what he will look like. Up in here. hoping the stream is still running okay. Oh, yep, looks like it is. Apparently I had an issue. So this would run right down the front here like this. Surf music. There we go. And then I can touch up around that to get the blue back where it needs to be. Stop before I ruin it, but just so little left to do to get the base of the silver on so we can ID things out. Silver out of there. And then the last thing we'll do here, put that blue back on where I accidentally swiped the silver up, so I don't have all that glitter on his back. Make the next steps easier for me to identify. There we go. That should cover most of that, and then when I go in and I touch up the blue up close, it should gather anything I missed. Alright. Okay, let's start cleaning up here a little bit. Get our goodbyes in order. Hey guys. Bring up the phone cam. Close up. Here's the alchemist as we have him. So I think he's coming along nicely. Focus on the mini, please. There we go. I'm not liking that, how that purple went on over the tan, so we are going to redo that. It's just not the color I'm looking for. And then these two gentlemen are all done. They're on bases. We're going to decorate the bases for these guys. And that's what we accomplished so far today, other than me gib-gabbing a lot. Say tomorrow the plan is for Phasmophobia. So I'll start about the same time as I did tomorrow, about 11 o'clock. And we'll play Phas for a few hours. Oops, you need to go back over here. Let's see, now let's find somebody to raid out to. Wow, my stream is just stuttering. This is going to cause a problem, but let's go ahead and yeah, it's going to make my stream stutter a little bit if it isn't already. Okay, yeah, looks like, oh, let's fix that autofocus on that side camera because that's got to be hurting somebody's eyes. It's hurting mine. There we go. And we'll turn that off for now. Okay. Yeah, the stream's not behind or anything, but I have my tablet up here viewing it on Wi-Fi, and it's struggling, so that must be the house Wi-Fi having an issue. Looks good. Let's find someone to raid out to. Who should we raid out to today? Thought Good Enough was going to come on about 2 o'clock today, but apparently not. About time for Ramius to go to lunch, so I don't want to jump over there and have you guys sitting and watching ads for a bit. That's alright. Today we won't raid out to anyone. We'll go ahead and just end stream. So let's see here. Let's get set up here. So guys, thank you very much for coming out today. I just want to let y'all know, I do appreciate y'all coming out. I'd like to thank everybody who came out for today's stream. I greatly appreciate every visitor, lurker, chatter, follower, subscriber, supporter, and donator to the charity who stops by. I hope I do see you all again during my next stream. Be safe out there.